My girlfriend can reverse time, but the cost is unimaginable. Every time she uses that power, she loses one day of her life. She thought I didn't know. To save her childhood friend, she's used it 999 times even. If it meant killing me 99 times. But on the 1000th time, I just couldn't take it anymore. I said, Monica, stop. I know it's convenient, but I really can't eat instant noodles for breakfast anymore. Not even a single packet of seasoning. Not even a dog would eat this. I stared down at the clean, flavorless bowl of instant noodles on the table. In the kitchen, Monica Liu was cooking lunch for Adam Tang, her childhood friend. I sighed. We've gone back to yesterday again. It had been 3 years. This was the 1000th time. It's all because Monica wanted to save Adam. He was destined to die in an accident tonight, and Monica. She had a gift, something beyond what any ordinary person could grasp. Time reversal. She had tried again and again. 999 times. But she still couldn't save him. And every time she failed, she lost a day of her own life. Sometimes she even died herself. But no matter what happened, even if it was just a breath before death, she would reverse time. Back to the day before, start again. In the beginning, I tried to stop her without letting her know. I didn't know what the consequences would be. Luckily, her behavior would shift just slightly each time. It gave me a chance to try new methods, arguing, pretending to be sick, calling the police. Nothing worked. No matter what I did, she would still find a way to break free. To save Adam, the worst part? When I got too aggressive trying to stop her, she stabbed me with a fruit knife. Left me to bleed out on the kitchen floor. And after that, she found it too troublesome to argue. So she'd kill me right after reversing time, then go about her day. In total, she's killed me 99 times. She didn't hesitate. Because she knew I wouldn't stay dead. She could just reverse time again, and I'd come back. But what she never realized is that I remembered everything. Everyone else forgot after the reset. But I didn't. That's why I kept quiet. I couldn't risk her knowing. What if she decided to kill me every single time? Each time Adam died, she'd cradle him and whisper the same thing. Adam, don't worry, even if you die, I'll definitely save you. And then it would start all over again. Years of this. 3 years of watching their bond so deep, so unwavering. It felt like they were the lovers and I was just the bystander. I was tired. I wanted a new life. A day that didn't repeat. A future that didn't loop. My love for Monica had slowly withered with each reset. And so today, I decided to act. When Monica finished making lunch, she packed it up and came into the living room. She said the same words she always said, I have something important tonight. I won't be back. Take care of yourself. Then, she turned to leave. But as she passed the water dispenser, she bumped into it. A glass tipped off the edge. Before it could shatter, I tossed a cushion from the sofa, caught it midair. She stared at me, surprised. I didn't say a word. I stood up, took the car, keys from the cabinet, grabbed an umbrella from the balcony, and handed them to her. She looked puzzled. What is this? Before she could finish, I cut in with a gentle smile. Aren't you driving later? The forecast said it'll rain. Take the umbrella. Her expression shifted, complicated, hesitant. She looked like she wanted to say something more, but in the end, all she said was, I'll try to come back early tonight and make you a good meal. I nodded. Watching her hurry off, I sighed again. In truth, I hadn't checked the weather forecast. But she had an incredible memory. She never forgot anything. Not once in the 999 time reversals had she ever forgotten to take the car keys or the umbrella. And yet this time, I handed them to her in advance. And she didn't notice anything unusual. Her mind was always with Adam. Maybe our love was a mistake from the very beginning. Years ago, she used time reversal to save my life. That day, a few college classmates and I decided to go swimming in the river. Midway through, a sudden flood hit, and I got a cramp in my leg. My friends were too far away to help. In that terrifying moment of panic, Monica appeared leaping into the water from the shore, but it was too late. Just as I was about to be pulled under, I heard her faint voice. "Don't be afraid. I will save you." At the time, I thought she was only trying to comfort me, trying to stop me from giving up. But I had no strength left. Then suddenly, opened my eyes, and found myself back at the moment we were leaving the school gate. Still disoriented, I thought it had all been a dream. Until a figure stepped in front of me, Monica, hands on her hips, looking annoyed. "You're not allowed to go swimming by the river today," she said firmly. "It'll be dangerous." I was stunned. My classmates didn't even know her, and an argument broke out. They accused her of meddling. But something in me, something deep, told me she had saved me. So I canceled the trip, made excuses, and promised to treat everyone to dinner another time. They didn't hold it against me. That evening, the news reported a sudden flood. The river had risen by more than a meter. That's when I realized none of it was a dream. Monica had truly reversed time. She had saved my life. We were from the same university. That night I found her and thanked her with everything I had. She patted my shoulder, smiling. "I told you I'd save you," she said. And I meant it. I understood. It's only she thought I didn't know. Gradually, I fell in love with her. I began to pursue her. Everything went smoothly. We became a couple. She had saved my life. Now she was my girlfriend. I gave her everything. My whole heart. I was ready to spend my life with her. But then Adam appeared. And the happiness we had built began to crumble. They were close. Too close at times. Still, I trusted her. But the night Adam died in a car accident, everything changed. A crack formed between us. And with each time reversal, that crack only grew deeper. To the outside world, we still looked like the perfect couple. But while only a day had passed on the surface, in truth, we had lived through 999 days together. 999 days where, because of Adam, I was scolded, abandoned, even killed. My heart had long stopped beating in this endless loop. I checked the clock. There were still a few hours left. I finished my breakfast bread and milk. After eating it 999 times, it had lost all taste. Then I began tidying up the house, just as I always did. Quietly, habitually. After that, I packed all my belongings. I left only one thing behind. A photo frame of me and Monica. It was from our 3rd anniversary. She was holding me, head resting. Gently on my shoulder, her smile pure and bright. I remember what she said to me that day. "With me here, you'll always be safe. No danger will come to you," I had joked. "What if you're the one bringing the danger?" She laughed, half serious. "I can reverse time. I can correct any mistake I make. I saved you once, I can save you for a lifetime." I had pulled her into a hug, smiling. "All right then, I'll protect you forever so you can save me for a lifetime." Looking back, the promises we made in those blissful honeymoon days, they weren't meant to last. Not like this. When she stabbed me again, and again all to save Adam, I knew our relationship had reached its end. Maybe her power really could undo every mistake she made, but that only applied to others. If I had been like everyone else, unaware, oblivious, maybe I'd still love her. But I wasn't. And in a way, I'm grateful. Otherwise I would have stayed in the dark for the rest of my life. I took the photo from its frame, tore it in half, and placed her side back on the shelf. I erased the last trace of myself from this home. Finally, I lay on the sofa, taking one last breath of the scent that still lingered hers. Ours, this home. I didn't want to fall into that endless loop again. This time, I wanted to help Monica. She had saved me once. I would help her save her childhood friends just once. And in doing so, maybe I could free myself. 3 hours later, I took my suitcase and headed to the garage. I drove to Adam's company building. Monica was already there, pacing anxiously at the entrance. She looked worried, frantic. Adam's phone would be off today. No one could reach him. When Adam arrived and stepped out of his car, it would explode. A bomb was planted underneath, in the 900. In 99 loops before, Monica had tried every method imaginable, but she never managed to reach him in time. And as soon as Adam died, she would reverse time again. If only she had slowed down, investigated the situation properly, she might have saved him. But maybe that's what it means to be swept away by love. Watching Monica now lost, unprepared, I knew that in a few hours she'd be back at noon again, starting over. I parked the car and walked toward her. The moment she saw me, she froze. Flicker of panic crossed her face. "You. Why are you here?" I handed her a jacket and smiled. "You forgot it's going to rain. Thought you might get cold, so I brought this." She took the jacket with a hint of guilt. Thank you. She probably didn't expect me to be here. After all, she never told me where she was going, but still. She didn't notice anything strange in my behavior? It didn't matter anymore. I looked at her and smiled softly. When did we become so distant? Saying thank you, like strangers. She froze again, speechless. I said nothing more, and turned to retrieve a small box from my car. She frowned. "What's that?" "Nothing. Just something I'm dropping off for a friend here," I replied. Mind was still on Adam. She didn't press further and told me to go home, but I shook my head, glanced at my watch. "I'll stay with you. You never know what might happen." "Right." There was a flash of surprise in her eyes, quickly replaced by coldness. "I told you to go back. So go back." I didn't move. I simply leaned against the building wall, silent. "Crazy. Fine. Stay if you want. But if anything happens, don't expect me to save you." She yelled at me a few more times, but when I didn't respond, she gave up. After all, she could reverse time. Even if I died today, it wouldn't matter, as long as she found a way. To save Adam, she could start over. She no longer cared about my life or death. The same woman who once swore to save me for a lifetime was now shouting at me, stabbing me, pushing me away. Soon, the people Monica had hired started arriving, those she'd tasked with uncovering who was behind Adam's setup. Each time, she brought in new investigators from different angles. But with only one day and before anything had even happened, what could they possibly find? Seeing the crease in Monica's brows, I knew she had failed again. It was nearly 8 p.m. A black sedan approached from a distance. Adam's car. Monica spotted it instantly. And the moment it came to a stop, she ran toward it. "Adam, run. There's a bomb." Adam, confused, stepped out of the car. He hadn't understood yet. But the driver, realizing they'd been exposed, panicked. He scrambled from the front seat to the back, pulled out a gun, and took both Adam and Adam's boss hostage. "Don't come any closer," he shouted. "If you do, I'll kill them." Monica froze. Security guards and company bodyguards saw their boss being held at gunpoint and rushed in, surrounding the scene. Monica, eyes filled with panic, called out, "Don't hurt him. I'll give you money, anything you want." The hijacker sneered. "Anything? Then strip." "Right here." "Let me see everything." She hesitated, only for a second. Then she began to undress. She didn't care about shame. She didn't care about dignity. She could reset the day, erase it all. Everything else was just background noise. This scene had played out countless times. Every time Monica would start undressing, every time the hijacker would demand more, something even more degrading, and she would comply, again and again. She had trapped herself in a dead-end belief that this was the only way to save Adam. She'd never even considered there might be another way, to go that far for one person. I didn't know whether to admire her, or pity her, or maybe despise her. Wanting to save someone isn't wrong. And if you truly can save someone by reversing time, there's nothing inherently bad in that. But Monica's way of saving someone is by hurting me. She saved Adam 999 times and hurt me 999 times. If she had just told me the truth from the beginning, would I really have let her stand by helplessly and watch someone die? After everything I've finally understood in her heart, I was never worth anything. I opened the box. To her, Monica was about to take off her clothes again when I reached her and grabbed her arm. "You don't have to do this." She struggled against my grip but couldn't break free. Her voice rose in panic and anger. What are you doing? If I don't take them off, Adam will die. I looked at her calmly. He won't die. The hijacker doesn't have the ability to kill him. My words only enraged the hijacker. He pulled out a small remote from his pocket and shouted, You think I don't? There's a bomb under the car. Not just them, everyone here will die. Monica's panic spiked. No, I'll do a tile undress. She fought to break free from my grip, but I held her tighter. In desperation, she slapped me hard across the face. Enough. Let go. My face stung, but it was nothing compared to what I felt inside. I gave a bitter smile. You're my girlfriend. Do you really think I'd let you strip in public? Let some stranger see your body? She shoved me, and I finally let go. Without missing a beat, she snapped. Then let's break up right now. I'm no longer your girlfriend. It's my body. I can show it to whoever I want. Seeing the desperation in her eyes, I let out a soft, almost defeated laugh. Fine, we broke up. She froze. I didn't give her a second glance. I turned and walked up to the hijacker. If you blow the bomb, you'll die too. You really? Dare press it? The hijacker growled. Try me. See if I don't. Charlie, stop provoking him. If it explodes, we're all dead. I ignored him. I looked the hijacker dead in the eyes. You're bluffing, coward. You won't press it. Pressing it means your death too. You're just putting on a show. Furious and trembling with rage, the hijacker slammed the button on the remote. Behind me, I heard Monica scream. No, a beat of silence passed. Nothing happened. The bomb didn't explode. The hijacker stared at the remote, dumbfounded. Why didn't it go off? I gave him a quiet smile. Ever heard of signal jammers? At that moment, Monica's eyes widened in surprise. She seemed to remember the box I'd taken out of the car earlier. Now it was the hijacker who panicked, grabbed Adam by the neck, and pressed the gun to his temple. I don't believe you can block bullets too. Monica tried to lunge forward, but I caught her with one hand. She kicked and fought me, her voice filled with rage and desperation. Charlie, you bastard! Let go of me. I have to save Adam. A single gunshot rang out. Monica froze. Figure dropped to the ground. But it wasn't Adam. It was the hijacker. In that moment, I released Monica. She ran forward, throwing her arms around Adam. Adam, I finally saved you, and somehow I felt relief too. A team of uniformed officers rushed in from all directions. Among them was a man holding a sniper rifle. He was the one who had taken the shot. I had called the police in advance. Once they confirmed the remote wouldn't work, they waited. And when the time came, they acted. I stood there quietly watching Monica and Adam holding each other, crying. And I let out a long, tired sigh. Monica, I've helped you save him. It's my repayment for you saving me in the river. I owed you my life and now I've returned it. From this moment on, we're even. No more debts, no more ties. Her face changed. She let go of Adam and looked at me, her voice trembling. You knew? She swallowed hard, then tried to speak again. Then before, but I cut her off. 999 times I remember everything. But I don't blame you. I just hope that from now on, you'll stop disturbing my life. It's these 999 days. I've truly had enough. With that, I turned to leave. Eating the same bland instant noodles for 999 mornings anyone would break. As I turned, Monica got up and grabbed my arm tightly. Charlie, I'm sorry. I gently removed her hand and looked her in the eyes. You don't need to apologize. You didn't do anything wrong. You saved me. And you also killed me. We're even now. I've already taken all my things from the house. It's yours now. I'm leaving. She shook her head frantically, then threw her arms around me. I won't let you go, do you? Not want me anymore? Didn't you say you'd marry me? Protect me for a lifetime, never break up. Now you're going back on your word. I gently pushed her away, wiped the tears from her face, and smiled softly. But you were the one who went back on your word first. You said it yourself. You wanted to break up. So, we already did. Her sobs came to an abrupt halt. Ace, in that silence, I saw her more clearly than ever. She looked older, more tired. Lines had appeared on her face that weren't there before, as if she'd aged 3 or 4 years since the first time I met her. Said quietly, "Use your ability less from now on. Live a good life with Adam." And with that, I turned and walked away. I was brought to the police station for questioning, because I had called them in advance, supplied them with details, and even specified a time to bring a sniper rifle. They were understandably curious about how I had that kind of information. I brushed it off with a vague answer. After all, someone's life had been on the line. And thanks to my tip, a disaster had been averted. When I finally walked out of the station, it was exactly 11:30 p.m. There was still time. I got into the car and drove quickly to a cafe across the street from the building where the incident had happened earlier. In front of the cafe was a small fountain. Just ahead I saw her, a woman in a white dress. Her name was Hannah, the cafe's owner. I rushed over, grabbed her hand, and pulled her away just in time. A split second later, a flower pot came crashing down from above, shattering on the spot where she had been standing. I checked the time. 11:51 p.m. Just in time. The very first time Monica failed to save Adam and use time reversal, she and I had a huge fight. Angry, I had left the house and ended up at this cafe for a coffee. That's when I saw Hannah killed. On the spot by a flower pot knocked over from an upstairs balcony. The second time Monica failed, I came early, hoping to change that outcome. And except for the loops where Monica killed me before I could, I managed to save Hannah each time. It had become a routine. And every time I saved her, she would gratefully offer me a coffee. We'd chat for a few minutes, never long, but always kind. She became the only warm light in that cold, looping nightmare, like the only thing that gave me some sense of humanity left. This time she smiled at me again. "Thank you. Without you, I might have died." Then she added warmly, "Why don't I treat you to a cup of coffee?" I glanced at the time, so close to midnight, and smiled as I shook my head. No need. Maybe next time. After all, eating the same noodles every morning, drinking the same coffee every noon, even someone with nerves of steel would eventually break. And truthfully, I was still terrified that Monica might reverse time again. If she did, I'd be dragged back to this very afternoon. Hannah said nothing. She simply turned and went inside. A few minutes later, she returned with a glass of juice. "Here, drink it. It's the last one for today." Since she had brought it out herself, I didn't refuse, but I wasn't in the mood to drink. My eyes were fixed on my watch, watching the second-hand tick. 11:59 p.m. Hannah leaned closer, curious. "What are you looking at?" As the second hand crept closer to 12, my heart began to race. If time reset again, what would I do? I was exhausted, so tired of it all. I looked at Hannah and said, almost jokingly, "If I come back next time, remember to get me a Coke." "I like Coke." She blinked, a little confused, not quite understanding what I meant, and I hoped she never would. She didn't really understand, but she still smiled and nodded. "Although we don't have Coke in the shop, I'll get it for you next time." "With ice, with ice," I repeated softly. And just as the words left my mouth, the clock struck midnight. My heart pounded. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3. Hannah noticed me frozen in place, dazed, and reached out to pinch my cheek from behind. "What's wrong with you?" I snapped out of it. Everything around me was still exactly the same. The street, the light, the quiet hum of life. Nothing had changed. Relief rushed over me. Joy swelled in my chest. It was a new day. Time reversal couldn't work anymore, at least. Not past midnight. I remembered Monica saying it once. She could only go back within the same day. Now that Adam had been saved, she had no reason to use it again. Grinning like a child, I raised the juice in my hand and took a long gulp. It was sweet. So much sweeter than coffee. Today would never repeat again. Laughing, I grabbed Hannah by the shoulders, my voice trembling with excitement. "I'm not coming back. Not coming back again." Hannah frowned, confused. "Why? Is it me you can't stand? Or the shop? Or is the juice that bad?" I blinked, surprised by her reaction, then gave a gentle, apologetic smile. No, it's not that kind of not coming back. It's hard to explain, but I will come by the shop often from now on. Just No more coffee. I'm sick of it. I want Coke. With ice? Only then did Hannah relax, her smile returning. But I barely had a few moments to enjoy that happiness when a familiar voice broke the silence behind me. Charlie, can we talk? The sound of her voice froze me. I turned. Monica stood there, looking completely shattered. Her hair was messy, her face pale. I looked at her quietly and said, "No, we don't have a relationship anymore. You should go. I've already repaid the debt for you, saving my life." Her eyes were red, glistening with tears. "Charlie, I've always loved you. Saved Adam because we grew up together. He's like a brother to me. Since we had come this far, I had to say it."
Then why didn't you tell me from the beginning? Did you think I wouldn't help you? Why would I ever stop you from saving someone's life? After all these years, do you still not know what
Kind of person I am? Didn't I always tell you? I trust you.
What did you do?
You shut me out. You pushed me away. You treated me with cruelty. You even killed me again and again. Monica couldn't stop crying. Charlie, I'm sorry. I really am. I was wrong. Please, will you forgive me? Let's start over. I took a deep breath, steadying myself. You don't need my forgiveness. Just go. She shook her head, reaching toward me, trying to embrace me again. I stepped away. Charlie, I love you. You're the only one I've ever loved. I don't want to leave you. Suddenly someone grabbed my hand. It was Hannah. She held my arm tightly, then turned to Monica with a calm smile and said, "Miss, it's not good to keep clinging. Please don't harass my boyfriend, okay?" Monica froze. Then her expression changed, anger flaring in her eyes. Charlie, is this the woman you saved over and over? And now, just one day later, you're together? I didn't deny it. I simply nodded. Now was not the time to hesitate. Letting Hannah pretend to be my girlfriend was the only way Monica would finally give up. To you, it's only been one day, I said. But for me, it's been 1,000. 1,000 days is long enough to bury my love for you, and long enough to fall in love with someone else. I looked her in the eyes, calm and firm. Even if you use your ability again, it will only take you back to the moment I'm already with Hannah. Monica laughed loudly. Ha ha ha. Charlie, do you really think you know me? A chill ran down my spine. Goosebumps prickled my skin. Something about her laughter was deeply unsettling. She laughed again, more menacing this time. You are mine. Always mine. If you won't be with me, then you won't be with anyone else either. Then her voice turned cold and sharp. You've only just met that woman. You can still find her now. But what about 3 years ago? 5 years ago? What about 10 years ago? My face paled. My heart dropped. Monica's expression twisted into something grim, dark. Got one chance to go back to any timeline, but it comes at a great cost. If I go back 10 years and change everything, I could warn that woman beside you to never meet you, or even kill her. What would you do then? I shouted without thinking. You wouldn't dare. She threw her head back. Ha ha ha. Watch me. In that moment, Monica's body began to glow, a blinding white light radiating from her. Her hair turned snow white before my eyes. Her skin aged rapidly, wrinkles deepening with every second. I stood frozen, shocked, then grabbed Hannah instinctively. My thoughts raced. Where was I 10 years ago? Desperately, I shouted through the growing light, if you remember. Come to 36 Chin Street, Tian City, Gyeongnan. But before I could finish, everything was swallowed by light. And when I opened my eyes, it was dusk. The sky tinged with orange and purple as the sun prepared to set. I looked around. Everything was both familiar and strange. The buildings, the streets, even the air felt different. Quickly, I checked my pockets. An old mobile phone. My heart pounded. The date on the screen made my breath catch. I was back. 10 years ago. High school days. Still in my school uniform. That madwoman Monica. She really brought us back 10 years. The summer right after my college entrance exams. And this was the place I grew up in. It took days to accept the reality. Hannah, I had no contact with her now. Didn't even know where she was. If Monica found her first, if she hurt her. Just then, an old woman appeared, white-haired, stooped with age, walking slowly with a cane. She looked like she was in her 70s or 80s, but something about her was eerily familiar. Monica. She had aged decades in moments. Bent and struggling, she looked up at me, voice shaking. "Charlie, do you regret it? You rejected me? And now, you won't have that woman either." Anger surged in me. I wanted to hit her, but one punch might actually kill her in this state. I clenched my fists and swallowed my rage. "Monica, you've succeeded in making me truly hate you." Her body trembled, leaned against a wall as her cane slipped and fell. "Hi, Ro. I'm sorry," she said weakly. "I just loved you. Too much." "There's still a way back. But only if you agree to be with me again. Then I can reverse it. Just once more." "Enough," I roared, my fist stopping just inches from her face. "If you weren't in this state right now, I would've punched you." Startled, Monica lost her balance and began to fall. But someone caught her. A figure stepped in from the side, arms steady. "Thank you," Monica began, but her voice caught when she saw who it was. "WH? Why is it you?" I stood there, stunned. The person who caught her, it was Hannah. She gently helped Monica back up, then stepped away and looked at me with a smile. Not the only one in this world who can resist superpowers. My heart nearly burst with joy. My mind flooded with memories. Each time I saved her, she would offer me a cup of coffee, till one day I had casually said, "Turns out drinking too much coffee gets boring. Fruit juice is better." The last time she brought me juice. At the time, I'd been so caught up in the time reversal mess, I didn't think much of it. But now it all made sense. I ran to Hannah and hugged her tightly. For a while, I didn't want to let go. Then she smiled and said, "I just graduated from high school this year." "How about you?" I smiled back. "What a coincidence. So did I. Why don't we apply to the same university?" We said it at the same time. Then burst out laughing. I bent down, picked up the fallen cane, and handed it to the trembling Monica. "Old lady, at your age you should be staying home. If it weren't for kind young people like us, you wouldn't even have someone to pick up your cane." She said nothing. I turned to Hannah and took her hand. Together, we skipped off toward the sunset. I smiled and suggested, "How about a graduation trip?" "Sure, where to?" "Let's go to your cafe." 10 years from now." "Great, sounds perfect."